Good morning, good morning, good morning. You don't ever know that my basic chants when I do it, right? Especially when you're doing a pentacle, right? You know, it's, for me, it's Goddess, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Spirit. Blessed be my family, my home, and me, right? There is just so much chatter on the telepathic lines, whatever you want to call it, right? You can just feel this heavy energy, right? And it always has a lot to do with Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde always happens during the holiday seasons, right? It happens 3 times a year, and it takes it a little while to cycle through, right? This year, I'm pretty sure they were saying it's happening right around the new year. I'm not sure if it started yet, but there's definitely so much. I'm getting lost in communication, non-communication. Yeah. The other message that's been coming in really strongly too, it's like the energies are so different, right? It's like we're all wounded warriors, right? Is Chiron in retrograde? I don't know. We need to look that up, right? But we're all these wounded warriors that are around, right, for whatever reason, right? And you got, learning how to deal with that. I get feminines that grew up with daddy issues, masculines that grew up with mommy issues, masculines that grew up with toxic male role models, feminines that grew up with toxic female role models, right? And there's all these cross things that have left everybody at these weird conjunction points, but what people don't realize is these things happen for specific reasons in order to create 2 people so that when they come together, they balance each other out, right? That's the point. That's the point. It's supposed to be like puzzle pieces, right? Someone's always forgetful, so someone always remembers everything for somebody. Somebody's, better at budgeting and whatever, and so they do that, and the other person's better at whatever, fixing shit, It's like there's this balance out, and I was like, I get that there's a lot of pushback, because people feel like, if you take the divine, if you take the feminine role and you decide to take, you handle the household budget and groceries and dinners, and, the masculine's supposed to handle, the trash and disciplinary and, other aspects of the house, right? They handle outside things, right? The car, shit like that, right? And people get so offended when you cast them into specific roles. But that's not the point, right? The point is you find balance, right? So if you're a masculine who isn't good with cars or isn't good with whatever, then you'll find a feminine that just happens to be good in those areas, right? Things like that. You'll find your person that balances you out. That's the point, right? You're not supposed to be making... You're not supposed to be making... a lot of people do this twisted thing where they make this checklist of what they want in another person, right? And they rarely, very, very rarely do they put on the list what they actually need. I'll tell you a little secret. I busted out a tarot reader who pulls from the bottom of his deck. That's how I know that was a card shark. He's like, what? Twisted it up, man. We saw it while you were shuffling, and you pulled it out like it was the top card. Mr. Magician. But there we go. That's what I'm saying. They try to force the universe, right? Trying to get it to say what they want it to say. into this reading. Oh, shit, we forgot that. Shut up, whiskey, she knows how to throw it back. DJ, throw it back. Throw it back. Shorty got me catching feelings. I just hope she throw it back. Got a lot of emotions going on here. We got Cancer. We got 11. We got Neptune. Very watery energy going on here. Very watery energy. I love Cancer. Cancers are the type of people where if they want to hang out with you and you go, no, I got to work on my car this weekend, they'll come over with the six-pack and help you work on your car. That's the kind of person Cancer is, right? I am one of those weird females that hang out with males more than females. I do have, but the female friends that I do have, I have had for years. Like, my female friends were, that's it. But for the most part, most of my long-term friendships and everything else like that have always been with men. There wasn't anything, and I was even tomboyish, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't that girl that dressed all skanky and like whatever with your relationships. I was just more or less. I was the one that was hanging out in the garage with everybody, and when someone's hand didn't fit into, can you fit your hand down there and grab this wire? That's what I had to do. Alright. Very weird messages this morning. Are you guys picking up on it? Is it just me? Alright, we definitely got those runs in communication here starting, right? The way everything's connected, the way how one thing connects to the other, and it creates these chain links, right? It's this energy that I'm getting going on here. We got the moon, phases and secrets. We got flight, someone wanting to make some quick movement. We got intuition is super, super strong right now. We got a feminine at a crossroads. Yeah, we definitely got this energy, right, of a feminine who's trying to move from a very heart-based center, someone who's working on a heart center opening or healing, but they're really focused on their own Ace of Cups energy, right? I feel like that they even radiate it, even if, like, you know what I'm saying, it's still a healing process, they still always radiate this cup of love energy, right? It does cause some conflicts, right? I get the every rose has its thorn energy there. With the big heart comes a lot of hurt. With the big heart comes a lot of hurt, right? It's like, what, you can't operate, I have someone who's oversensitive here. You can't operate from a heart-based center and be emotionless. People are like, oh, you're so controlled by your emotions. Everybody, you should just control your emotions, especially masculines, because poor masculines are raised in and that's that whole thing that I got into the beginning, where like the masculines are raised in this center of not showing any emotion, sit still, be quiet. Like, it's kind of beaten into them sorely enough when they're little children in school and stuff like that. Like, they just want to move around. Every 6-year-old boy on the planet has ADHD, and they're like, that's beaten out of them. Sit still, don't show emotion, don't react, learn not to react, right? Feminines, we're taught that you're never going to be able to control your emotions, that you're a crazy lunatic, that, and it's like, oh, but you can't help it because you're just a feminine, and like, our feelings, like, whereas masculines are brainwashed into not having emotions, feminines are brainwashed into you will suffer emotions, and your emotions are a flaw, they are a downfall to you, you are an irrational person for having emotions. You get what I'm saying? So from a young age, our emotions are never given any credibility. And that's a lot of the healing that people have to go through, right? It's like, your emotions are normal, your emotions are valued, your emotions need to be honored, they need to be felt. Like, that's 99% of everybody's problems. That's why the heart center opening is as painful as it is. It's because it's either a burst out of emotions or it's a burst in of emotions, right? So this is someone who's going through this healing center. They operate from a heart-based center now, right? And there's an understanding with the heart-based center, there's the conflict of it, right? The conflict of operating from a heart-based center is you want to love and you want to nurture and you give a lot of loving and nurturing energy and you suffer from empathy. You suffer from empathy. Right? Why? Because you see suffering. And you cannot give love and operate from a heart-based center and not see suffering and feel it. You know what I'm saying? And have an emotional response. That's normal. That's natural. That's the grounding mother, divine feminine energy. That's what she transmutes into love. This is someone who's made some moves here, right? I got all the flowers in the gardens. Bubba died when you went away. On the 4D, it's picking up someone in the Hierophant energy. I'm picking up more of a masculine energy on the 4D here, on the telepathic connections, right? Great equalizer. Oh, excuse me. I just swallowed my drink in the wrong tube there. Oh! We got the Hierophant. Someone sitting grounded or trying to ground, right? They're trying to recenter themselves. I get a sense that they're dealing with a lot of this devil energy. This comes out, right? These chains, these toxic chains come out, right? During Mercury retrograde. This is how you'll spot. This is how you find the people that are toxic in your life, right? This is how you figure it out. This is where the pattern is, right? I'm following Mercury retrogrades for several years taught me that what? Sure as shit, every time these energies hit, the same fucking thing happens over and over again. The same person has the same problem, starts the same bullshit fight. See, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Right? This is where you find out where the narcissists are. This is where you learn about reactionary abuse. This is where that's it. Right there. That's it. Someone's figuring out they're not abusive. They've been so abused, they're scared of themselves now. Someone has someone around them that knows how to trigger them by using reactionary abuse. The definition of reactionary abuse is someone who does things on purpose, gaslights and triggers a person until they snap and blow up. And then the person snaps and blows up, and then the other person goes, you're the crazy one. You're the psycho. You're the lunatic. Look how crazy you are. Look how crazy you are. You're the crazy person. Normal people don't scream and yell and throw things and stuff like that. But it's like, no. Actually, that was a completely normal response for what was fucking going on in your life, right? The reason you were losing your shit and throwing things and losing your mind is because you were literally losing your mind because someone was gaslighting the fuck out of you. Someone was torturing you. You were having a Groundhog's Day of the same type of abuse over and over and over again. The same crossing of your boundaries. The same just, yeah. They use the past against you, right? This is someone who's looking in the past, right? It's upright, right? But they're looking at the good times and the bad times here, right? The pleasure. This person could use definitely. If somebody uses that kind of gaslighting and stuff, then guaranteed 110% love bombing is in there as well. This is someone who's learning to sit still, right? They're learning to sit still. They're learning to see it from a different perspective. They've learned the different perspective, and now they have to figure out how to apply it to make change, right? They're trying to figure out how to apply this new knowledge to make change, right? They learned all this from that Queen of Cups, from the Divine Feminine. Sorry, y'all, I had to pause for a second. I thought I heard the baby crying. Babysitting the 1-year-old right now while she's sleeping. Alright, so in the 5D, definitely have someone who's suffering from a lot of anxiety right now. They've got a lot of anxiety. They might be struggling to sleep. I get they're scared to stand up because they feel like someone will chop their head off if they do. That makes sense with everything else that's going on right now. That's what I'm picking up on. Because they've been abused so much. This person is scared to stand up. Every time I stand up, someone chops my head off, right? But they want to. They're working on these skills. They want to come together and building skills. They're working with someone around them to build skills. They're working on something. Right? Ace of Staves. They're very, very passionate about what they want to head towards. That's what's caused, and that's what causes it. That passion, that spark, that light, that fire in the chest. You know, when your heart center opens, and you know, it could be painful. Or, you know, a lot of people describe it different ways. I don't know if this person has suffered yet from a full-blown Kundalini, but they've definitely had this heart center opening, right? There is victory here. There is victory over this devil. Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, 99 might be a big one for y'all today. 99, right? Yeah, this 9 of Staves. Why? Because this person knows what energy they need to be in to feel like the 9 of Cups, or what energy they're in when they feel like the 9 of Cups, what it's like. You know, it's at that heart center opening, right? It's got the Hangman right after this, right? So once again, this person has learned new perspectives, right? They have a whole new perspective on everything, and they're definitely working on making some sort of moves here with the 2 of Staves. Ace of Staves to 2 of Staves, right? There's a steady progression on these staves here. When I see something that sparks my passion, now I'm trying to figure out a way to balance it and move towards it, right? Yeah. Definitely at the 5 of Swords here with the Devil. There's still some battles going on. There's still a bit of a third-party situation. I got 2 of Swords on the ground, 3 of Swords in his hands, right? Oh man, I get into it in every deck, man. Every image is different. That's why I use different decks. Like, this person kind of has a third-party situation going on, but they're making a decision about it. There's definitely battles. Right, this person even kind of seems like they're trying to sneak off on that. See how that works out for them here. We got a King of Coins. Yeah, someone's getting in control of their finances, in control of their home. Right, the King of Pentacles is all about stability, right? It even has that Taurus energy too up there with the bull, right? Earth signs, right? For the King of Coins. But this energy where he's sitting in his throne, right? It's like, it's the King of Pentacles. There's routine in their life. There's routine. That's how they get to the 10 of Pentacles. There's some sort of routine things, you know, like they're the kind of people where kids have chores. Like there's like things like a Divine Masculine who is in charge, right? Ace of Swords. There's definitely a victory for this person, right? Knight of Cups. They want to. That's what the plan is. 2 of Staves. What are you trying to travel to do? What are you traveling to do? What? Look how close they are to the pyramids now, right? As they progress down this line with the 6 of Staves, right? There's a victory and a passion there, and I want to move towards it as I get closer. What are you bringing? You're bringing this cup, right? Also, same kid, the Knight of Cups is also the romantic one. Romance, right? I do have crabs in the bucket here. Energy, right? Oh, I'm getting pick up sticks. You got Page of Cups here too. Knight of Cups to Page of Cups. Right? There's definitely some conflicts here with another Page of Cups. There could be another masculine in here who also wants to bring a cup to somebody. Could be a younger person involved. There could be children involved with the Page of Cups. There's like a fish in that cup. And what's in the cup? That could be the third party situation too. A third party situation is anybody else who can have influence over the relationship or the partnership or whatever it is that we're talking about, right? That Three of Swords, that could definitely be the reason they're sneaking off with the Three of Swords. And be like, why the hell would you want to sneak off with the Three of Swords? Why? Because there's some contracts that how just you want to. You can't just, nope, sorry, that's a blood contract. What? Baby mamas are blood contracts. Baby daddies are blood contracts, right? No matter what you do in your life, you will always have that person's energy around you. Why? Because you created another person with that person. You can't create another person with a person and add them into the timeline and think that you could just cut them out. No, they're always going to have some sort of influence, right? But I get this sneaky kind of energy around it. I get that both of them still want to bring this cup, right? They're both down for this move. I keep getting this energy of the kids got your back, right? And even men, look. Could also be something about a dog. That's very specific. That's very specific with the dog, right? Even the way they're standing, too. Look. You got the feminine here, right? She's got his back. His arm is slightly in front of hers, but still has her back. But his hand is also on the child's head. Very specific. Very weird. I don't know what I'm going to title this now. Let's get some past life energy on here. Look at a shadow. See what you guys are really up to. We're already up to 20 minutes. I'm not getting into the snitches. We'll do a snitches later. Ooh, yep. Oh, my goodness. Past life energy. We got farm, animals, all that homesteading type of lifestyle, right? It wasn't about money. It was about growing food. It was about feeding animals. It was about keeping living things alive in order to keep yourselves alive, right? Got very strong vows have popped through from this life, right? When you get these energies that pop in from past lives, that means that the reason you feel so strongly connected to a person is because you've made vows to them in the past, or you've made vows in the past, right? This could come in from religious vows that you've made in the past, right? Certain standards for your life, certain moral codes, certain some things aren't even passed down through the family line. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's weird that this person has such, like, you know, why are they so snooty? You can't believe that they're so, like, quote unquote stuck up. But really, it's just what? It's a moral fortitude that they have because they've had it for several lifetimes, right? They vow to never be this way, or vow to never be that way, or vow to be honorable, or vow to these things, right? There's been vows made before, right? This connection is divinely guided by angels. It's divinely guided by the universe. Like, that's what it is. Y'all are part of one of the waves. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're one of the waves. You're here for the Hopi Rainbow Tribe, right? You're divinely guided by angels. Really a lot of message about the Watchers here. Obsession. That's what's causing the obsession. Right there. That's what causes the obsession, right? That's it. Well, you can't help but be obsessed. It is so intense. It is so intense that is absolutely terrifying, and you can't help but be utterly obsessed with it, and it leads to other issues, the obsession, right? Because the obsessive thought is what becomes dangerous, because it can be distracting from what you're trying to do. Triggers the ego. Oh, this is a huge wake-up call. This is a tsunami. This is happening across multiple timelines for many and many people. This is a huge wake-up call. Oh my goodness. Let's see what you got to say. That's a deck of many things here. We're all in some kind of trouble. Am I the only one who sees it? Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. For every question there is an answer. For every answer there is just another question. That's the obsession. Well, it's like, why are you... I don't know, why I get this saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from these guys right now. They're like, dude, it's like, what? It's like, well, you guys are so stupid. Like, it's like you're fighting. It's like we're trying to set it up for y'all, but like y'all want to be smarter than us. Y'all, that's the ego right there. That's the ego right there. It's like, wait, y'all think you're so smart? Y'all just think I'm a starseed. I'm never coming back again. I figured it out. And they're just like, really? Really? You think you did, huh? Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. These guys are just like, what? We knew you were going to do this. We knew both of y'all were going to do all this shit. Why? Because we've watched you do this shit over and over again. Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. Don't give a fuck. It's a lot of ego. Words are spells. Just calling for a focus on what you think about and what you speak about. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That's even operating from the heart-based center. That is not an act. It becomes a habit. Being healthy, you are what you repeatedly do. It is not an act. It becomes a habit, right? I've said this before too. I've got like, if you want to wake up and be that person who runs every day and does yoga every day, then you have to, for a period of time, kind of fake your way through it, right? It's not fake it till you make it. It's face it till you make it. Face it. If you want to be that person, you got to wake up and just be that person, and eventually it'll become a habit, right? And maybe I was thinking that the rooms were all on fire every time you walked in. A lotus cannot bloom in a garden built for a rose. That has been a big one. I even got lotus scented incense Someone wasn't blooming in a situation, so they knew they had to go. It caused drama, it caused conflicts, it caused problems all the way to the 5 date. Just wasn't gonna work. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I am kind to everyone, but when someone is unkind to me, weakness will not be what you remember. Someone took someone's kindness for weakness. They thought they were a pushover because they operated from their heart-based center. They thought that they were easily manipulated because they operated from a heart-based center. Somebody didn't think that their absolute stupidity wasn't predictable to the person who was operating from the heart-based center. You're like, but you can't bullshit an empath. But one of the reasons they liked you is because they were able to read your energy off you whenever you were around, and one of the reasons they left is because they were able to read your energy whenever you were around. All we are is a result of what we have thought. No one should know too much about their own destiny. Education is the kindling of the flame, not a filling of a vessel. You are never done. You never know anything. Only a fool knows think they know everything. A wise man knows that they know nothing. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I'm going to be back as soon as I can, I promise.